Wonder what someone's last name really is when they're introduced in plural? We're actually the Bergman family. You didn't do anything wrong, just so you know. Roger and Mary Bergman, and our son David is here with us. The last of our four, 14 years old. We now have 4 grandchildren, ages 8, 6, 5, and 16 months, something like that. 3 girls and a boy. Our oldest daughter, Elizabeth. The folks that are a little older than I'm not going to call them old people, because that puts me in that category, will remember, what did we call her when she was a little girl? Beth Ann. I don't remember. She's been Elizabeth now since she decided at 18 when she went off to college. I think she decided she wanted to be her given name, Elizabeth, but she was Beth Ann to so many people, and she's no longer Beth Ann. She is Elizabeth. And she's a pastor's wife in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Our second daughter, Christina, is going to turn 30. I'm sorry. No, she's already 30. I'm getting all mixed up this morning. So many numbers. 30. She just got married on May 22nd. And she and her husband are living in North Carolina, not far from our home and from her sister. Our son, John. Some of you may remember John. He is now a Marine Recon. And he is maybe going to be deployed for the first time after 3 years in, just training so far, but wow, what training. And we don't even get to hear about the details because of what he's in, so who knows where he's going to be. We'd appreciate your prayers for all of them and for David as we continue on this furlough. I do want to say just one thing about the slides. Number one, I still call them slides, obviously. It is still slides. I mean, we put together a PowerPoint or whatever David did with it, and they're just still pictures. I have video in there, though. You watch. The first thing you'll see is a moving river, a little stream that's actually from our little area. We didn't take it off the internet. So we're advancing a little bit. Next time, David will probably have a 3D presentation and who knows what. But one of the first people that you'll see in the presentation is a man named Manuel. He's actually named. Sadly, Manuel, since we left, has died. So this is an example. He was 85, an example of how prayer comes to an end at some point. And we covet your prayers for these people's souls. We do not believe in purgatory. They believe in purgatory. The Spanish people, when we got there, we were told that Spain was 99% Roman Catholic. I just heard this past year that the number is at around 50, which is astounding, that many people would say, I don't want anything to do with it. But they still have something to do with it because Grandma and Great-Grandma still believed when they died, and so you got to still go and burn the candles and say the prayers and pay whatever. So these people are still very much wrapped up in Roman Catholicism. I hope you know that we don't hate Roman Catholics. It's the teaching that is false teaching. I don't mention in the presentation the priest of our town. I've actually gone on priest visitation. I went to see him. He doesn't ever come to see me. But he had some heart problems. I don't know if he actually had a heart attack. He had some procedure done, I think. And I got to thinking, well, who's going to go visit him? He's the one that visits everyone in his parish. And so I said, I'll go. So I went and visited Pedro and talked with him. It's a little bit of a challenge to do that because, where's Pastor Peters? I know he's been working on his Spanish. Who knows how many other languages? I hear you're a linguist, brother. I tell you what. I'll give you a challenge. Try to learn Basque. Been there 30 years, and I would not say I'm fluent. I don't think anyone there would say I'm fluent. But I can communicate for 5-10 minutes, and I knew that this priest is very Basque. I mean, he's politically pushing it as a movement, kind of Basque language, to get their independence from Spain. And so I went prepared to talk in Basque, and we did the whole time. And I know that when I go to the funerals, I don't go inside the church anymore. I just can, knowing what they say they're doing in a mass, I just am afraid I'm going to say something or shout something. So I don't want to disturb the family. I want to honor them But I go to the cemetery, or my wife goes with me. In the cemetery, Pedro says this word over and over again, esperanza, esperanza. What is esperanza, brother? Hope. But in Spanish, it's also wait. And he doesn't mean it in the sense of wait. You know, we know the bus is coming. You're just waiting there. It's coming. We know this. We're just waiting. That's not their hope. Their hope is, well, I hope so, but I really don't know. So before I left him, I said, so, Pedro, do you have eternal life? That's pretty bold. And he said, well, I hope so. That's all he could say. That's all he's ever said to anybody else. So these people, right up to the very most informed of them, have no sure hope. They don't base what they believe on the Bible. They base it all on tradition. And we covet your prayers as we continue on. So we'll show you, it's just 6 minutes. I understand the children are still here. I'm sorry. Let me think of who is pictured. Probably better not to show that. Thank you for asking. What was I about to say? Oh, the children are here. We're going to do Q&A afterwards. Normally, I don't have the children here, so I'd love to get a question from the children. Somebody among you be paying attention, and any questions you have, something I didn't make clear in the presentation or something else, we're going to take some questions and hopefully give you some good answers after we see this. Just 6 minutes to pay attention. Can you do that? It's not going to be moving all around.